Hey everyone, welcome back. We've got a really interesting deep dive teed up for today.
Yeah, this one's all about hiring in 2025.
You guys sent us a ton of articles. Looks like you're really gearing up for some major talent acquisition.
We're going to help you navigate that crazy world.
For sure. And let me tell you, some of these stats we found are pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, the hiring landscape has totally changed.
Like, did you know it takes over a month on average just to hire someone these days?
It's wild.
And then you add in all the AI and talent aggregators.
It's a whole new ballgame.
To help us break it all down, we've got an expert in the house, someone who lives and breathes this stuff.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, the changes we're seeing are huge. We've got this global skill shortage happening.
Oh, yeah, I've been hearing about that.
It's hitting tech and specialized roles the hardest.
Okay, that makes sense.
We're not just talking about a tight job market anymore.
So it's even worse than that.
It's like a full-blown talent crunch.
Okay, I'm already kind of stressed just thinking about all the competition out there. I get it.
Can you, paint us a picture of what this actually looks like in action?
Well, imagine this. By 2030, we can have 85 million unfilled jobs worldwide.
85 million. Seriously.
That's what we're looking at. And here's the crazy part. Most top talent is off the market in like 10 days.
10 days.
But companies are taking an average of 44 days to hire.
Oh, wow. No wonder it feels like we're always behind.
That's a tough situation.
Like you find an amazing candidate and poof, they're gone before you can even blink.
That's exactly it. And you know that time to hire trends chart you sent?
Yeah.
It really highlights this problem. Like back in 2018, the average time to hire was 29 days.
Okay, that's still pretty long.
It was more manageable.
Yeah.
But every year, it keeps going up and up and up.
Creating this gap between how fast companies can hire and how fast good people are getting snatched up.
You got it. And every day you wait, it costs you more money, too.
So you're telling me it's a double whammy. You lose the talent and it costs you more. Ouch. Is this just like a simple supply and demand thing? Well, it's not that simple.
Yeah.
The talent shortage is a huge factor, don't get me wrong. Right. But a big part of the problem is our own hiring processes.
What do you mean?
They just haven't kept up with how the world works now.
So we're stuck in the past.
Kind of, yeah. We're still using outdated methods that are slowing us down and making us miss out on the best people.
All right, I'm ready for the juicy details.
Mhm.
What's so wrong with how we've always done things?
Think about it. We still spend way too much time going through resumes manually.
Yeah, it's like a black hole.
It eats up so much time that recruiters could be using to actually connect with people.
Ugh, tell me about it. And that breakdown of recruiters' time chart, that was a real eye-opener.
I know, right?
Almost half their time is spent on administrative tasks. It's insane.
They could be building relationships and evaluating talent instead of drowning in paperwork.
Exactly. It's a huge waste of their skills and expertise.
Imagine if we could flip that. Free up recruiters to focus on the strategic stuff.
Okay, yeah, I can see how that would help.
We could hire much faster and make better decisions overall.
And we can't forget about the poor candidates stuck in these clunky systems. The long applications, the radio silence, the rigid scheduling.
It's not a good experience.
It's a nightmare. No wonder people are giving up left and right. I know I wouldn't put up with that.
Absolutely. Today's candidates have choices. They don't have to jump through hoops.
They'll just go somewhere else.
Exactly. If a company makes it a bad experience, it hurts their reputation big time.
So basically, companies that cling to these old school methods are shooting themselves in the foot.
Pretty much. We need a total shift. We need to be proactive instead of reactive.
Okay, I like the sound of that, but what does that actually look like?
It means understanding that hiring isn't just a one-time event.
So it's more like an ongoing process.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead of scrambling to find someone when a position opens up, you should already have a pool of great candidates ready to go.
You're talking about building a talent pipeline.
That's right.
I've heard the term, but honestly, I'm still a little fuzzy on how it actually works.
It's all about building relationships with potential candidates before you actually need them.
Okay, that makes sense. So you're saying we should be reaching out to people who aren't even looking for a new job right now.
Exactly. They're called passive candidates.
Passive candidates.
And they make up a huge chunk of the talent market, like 70%.
Wow, 70%. Okay, so these passive candidates, they're the hidden gems, right?
You could say that they're often highly skilled people who are happy where they are.
Right, right. But they might be open to something new if the right opportunity came along.
Exactly.
So how do we reach out to them without being annoying or intrusive?
It's all about providing value and building a real connection. Don't just send them generic job descriptions.
So what should we do instead?
Share interesting insights related to their field, offer some career advice, invite them to industry events.
So it's more about nurturing a relationship than just trying to fill a position.
That's it.
Okay, I get it. Ditch the old post and pray method. Embrace the proactive approach.
Exactly.
But how do we even find these passive candidates in the first place? There are millions of them out there.
That's where things get really interesting. We can use technology to help us target and connect with the best ones.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this tech that's changing the game.
Well, for starters, we've got these AI-driven recruiting platforms that are getting super sophisticated.
Wait, AI and recruiting, that sounds kind of sci-fi.
I know, right?
Yeah?
But it's real, and it's pretty amazing. These platforms use algorithms to screen resumes, match candidates to jobs.
Oh, they can basically do the initial screening for us.
In a way, yeah.
That would free up so much time for recruiters to focus on the human stuff.
Exactly.
This could really help us avoid losing those great candidates to the big tech companies that move so fast.
That's the idea. And it's not just about saving time. AI can often spot things that human recruiters might miss.
Interesting.
It's like having an extra set of eyes, but these eyes are powered by data.
Okay, I'm officially on board with the AI thing. What other tools are out there?
Well, there are these automated scheduling tools that are a lifesaver.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those. They eliminate all that back and forth emailing, right?
Exactly. They sync calendars, send reminders, let candidates self-schedule.
Ugh. Scheduling interviews can be such a pain. These tools would save so much time and headache.
Totally. And they make the whole process smoother for the candidates, too.
Okay, love it. Anything else that can help us connect with great people faster?
Talent aggregators are becoming really popular, especially for those specialized roles where it's hard to find the right skills.
I don't think I'm familiar with those.
They're platforms like Unbench. They connect you with pre-vetted talent, and they can do it super fast.
Wait, how fast are we talking?
We're talking days.
Days.
Uh,
Seriously, that's crazy. Traditional hiring takes weeks, sometimes months. How do they do it so quickly?
They basically handle all the initial stuff for you, screening, matching, all that.
So we can focus on evaluating the best candidates and making decisions faster.
Exactly.
I mean, imagine filling a crucial role in a matter of days instead of months.
It's a game changer for businesses that need to move quickly.
And that table you mentioned, the one comparing different hiring methods, it really shows how much faster and cheaper talent aggregators can be.
The numbers speak for themselves.
It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about working smarter, not harder, using these tools to our advantage.
Exactly. But we can't forget about the human side of things.
Right, of course. At the end of the day, we're hiring real people, not just filling slots.
That's right. Technology should make things easier, not replace human connection altogether.
It's about finding that balance.
Exactly. But technology can also help us make more data-driven decisions throughout the process. And that's where things get even more interesting.
Data-driven hiring. Huh. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
It's not just about gut feelings anymore. We can use actual data to make better choices.
Exactly. And by tracking certain metrics like time to hire, candidate drop-off rates, you can spot problems, optimize your process, and make sure you're focusing on the right things.
So it's like having a roadmap for hiring success. We can see what's working, what's not, and how to improve.
You got it. Data can be like a flashlight, guiding you to better hiring decisions.
Okay, I'm totally on board. So tell me, how does this work in practice? Can you give me some concrete examples?
Sure. Let's say you're seeing a lot of candidates dropping off at a certain point in your application.
It happens all the time.
Right. You can analyze the data and maybe find out that a particular form is too long or confusing.
So a small tweak could make a big difference.
Exactly. It can improve completion rates and make candidates happier.
I love it. What about figuring out where to find the best candidates?
Data can help with that too. You can see which sourcing channels are actually bringing in the best people.
Okay, that makes sense. So if most of our good hires come from LinkedIn, we should probably put more effort there.
Exactly. Focus your resources where they'll have the biggest impact.
It's all about being strategic.
Exactly. And this is where it gets really futuristic. You can even use predictive analytics to anticipate your future hiring needs.
Wait, what? Predict the future?
In a way, yeah. You look at historical data and market trends to see what's coming down the pipeline.
So instead of waiting for a role to open up and then scrambling,
Yeah.
we can get ahead of it.
Exactly. Start building relationships with potential candidates before you even have a job description written.
Now that's what I call next level thinking.
It's all about being proactive.
Okay, I am officially blown away by this whole data-driven recruiting thing. It sounds like we've got so much information available to us now.
We do.
We can make smarter, faster, and more efficient decisions.
It really changes the game.
All right, I'm ready to dive deeper into this data-driven world.
Let's do it.
But before we go there, I think we need to talk about the candidate experience. We've been focused on the company's perspective, but it's equally important to consider the candidate's journey.
Absolutely. You can't have a successful hiring process without a positive candidate experience.
Right. Especially in today's market, where candidates have so many options.
They're not afraid to walk away if they don't feel valued.
So how do we create an experience that makes people actually excited to work for us?
Well, you have to understand what candidates are looking for.
Okay, fill me in. What do they want?
First and foremost, they want clear and timely communication.
Makes sense.
They want to know where they stand in the process, even if it's not good news.
Right.
Ghosting is a huge turnoff. It's just disrespectful.
I totally agree. Nothing worse than radio silence after an interview.
It's a bad look for the company.
So, communication is key. What else can we do?
Personalization is also crucial.
What do you mean by that?
Take the time to actually read resumes, understand each candidate's goals and what they're looking for.
So they don't feel like just another number.
Exactly. Show them you care about their career, not just filling a position.
Okay, that makes sense. Communication, personalization, anything else?
Respect their time. Don't drag out the process longer than necessary.
No one wants to be stuck in interview limbo for weeks.
Right. Make decisions quickly and keep things moving.
I'm curious, what are some of the biggest frustrations that candidates are facing these days?
You know those tables on candidate frustrations that you sent?
Yeah,
They paint a pretty clear picture.
let's hear it.
Lengthy processes, lack of communication, and rigid scheduling are some of the top complaints.
Okay, that's not surprising. I've been there myself. Waiting forever to hear back, dealing with clunky application systems, trying to schedule interviews around an already busy life. It's stressful.
It is. But the good news is, if companies can fix these common issues, they can create a much better experience for everyone.
So it's about clear communication, personalized interactions, and an efficient process. And a positive experience will hopefully lead to more people accepting job offers and sticking around longer.
Exactly. It's a win-win.
Investing in the candidate experience is investing in the future of your company.
Well said.
Okay, so as we wrap up this part of our deep dive into hiring in 2025, it's clear that companies need a mindset shift.
We need new approaches.
We need to be proactive, data-driven, and build real relationships with candidates.
That's the future of hiring.
But there's still so much more to explore.
Oh, yeah.
We need to talk about technology and how it's completely changing the game. Let's dive into that next.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Yeah, it really is amazing to see how technology is making things easier and helping companies find the right people.
And faster, too, right?
Oh, absolute speed is key these days.
And it seems like everyone's talking about AI and automation these days.
It's not just hype. It's really changing how we do things in HR.
I'm all for working smarter, not harder, so let's break it all down.
Okay, sounds good. What are some of the big technologies transforming hiring right now?
Well, we talked about a few already, like those AI recruiting platforms.
Yeah, and those scheduling tools.
Right, but let's dig a little deeper into how companies are actually using them.
Okay, let's start with AI. Everyone's buzzing about it, but I'm still not quite sure how it works in recruiting.
So one of the most exciting things is candidate matching. AI can look at resumes and job descriptions.
And then what?
It figures out who are the best candidates for a specific role.
Even if they haven't applied directly.
Yep, it's like having a virtual headhunter always working for you.
So it's not just about matching keywords, it's actually understanding skills and experience.
Exactly, and even personality traits, what would make someone a good fit for the company culture.
That's wild. It's like taking the guesswork out of hiring.
It really is, and it doesn't stop there. AI can also help you find people for future roles.
Future roles.
Jobs that don't even exist yet.
How is that even possible?
Well, think about industries that are changing really fast. The skills you need today might be different tomorrow.
That's true.
So AI can help you stay ahead of the curve, build your talent pool before you even have an opening.
It's like a crystal ball for hiring.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay, so AI is changing how we find and screen candidates, but what about the rest of the process?
Right, so scheduling interviews and managing all the communication, that can be a huge time suck.
Tell me about it.
But those automated tools we talked about, they're making things so much easier.
Yeah, those scheduling tools are awesome.
No more endless email chains trying to find a time that works for everyone.
I've been there. It's the worst.
These tools can sync calendars, send reminders automatically, even let candidates book their own slots.
It's so much smoother for everyone involved.
Exactly. And it makes things more efficient and professional.
Okay, what about staying in touch with all those candidates?
Well, that's where those candidate relationship management systems come in, or CRMs. Yeah, they're getting really popular. They help you manage all that communication and build relationships.
Interesting. Tell me more.
So these CRMs let you personalize your messages, track all your interactions, and automate follow-ups.
So no one falls through the cracks.
Right, and the best ones integrate with other HR systems, like your applicant tracking system.
So everything is connected and streamlined.
Exactly.
I'm really liking this picture we're painting, a future where hiring is less about paperwork and more about strategy.
That's the goal.
But even with all this amazing tech, we can't forget about the human element, right?
Of course not. Technology is a tool, but people still need to make the final decisions.
It's about finding the right balance.
Absolutely. Recruiters are still essential for evaluating candidates, understanding cultural fit.
And building those relationships.
Yeah, got it.
So it's not about replacing humans, it's about giving them the tools to be more effective.
Exactly.
Okay, I think there's one more piece of the tech puzzle we haven't discussed yet, data analytics.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Companies have all this data at their fingertips. How can they use it to make smarter hiring decisions?
Well, think about metrics like time to hire, cost per hire, where your candidates are coming from, all that good stuff.
And then what?
You analyze it, figure out what's working, what's not. Maybe you see a bottleneck in your process.
So you can fix it.
Right. Or you realize one sourcing channel is way more effective than another.
So you put more effort there.
Exactly. It's about optimizing your strategy based on real data.
It's like having a dashboard for hiring success.
I like that analogy.
You can track everything and make adjustments in real time.
And the beauty is you're always learning and improving.
This is so cool.
Data can really transform how you hire.
Okay, so it sounds like we're on the verge of a huge shift in hiring.
A data-driven revolution.
But like any big change, there are probably some risks and challenges to consider.
Oh, for sure. We have to be careful with these new technologies.
What do you mean?
Well, for example, AI can help reduce bias, but if the algorithms aren't designed properly...
They could actually make things worse.
Exactly. We have to be very thoughtful and responsible about how we implement these things.
And we need to make sure people are trained to use them correctly.
Absolutely. Technology can't solve everything. Human judgment is still crucial.
It's about finding that balance again, right?
Always.
Technology and human expertise working together.
That's the future of hiring.
All right, I'm excited to see where this all goes.
Me too. It's an interesting time to be in this field.
We've talked about so much already, the skills shortage, AI, data, candidate experience.
It's a lot to take in.
Hiring isn't just about HR anymore. It's a crucial part of any successful business.
That's for sure.
And it sounds like companies that embrace these new approaches are going to have a serious advantage.
Absolutely.
Well, I think we've covered a ton of ground today.
We have.
We explored the challenges and opportunities of hiring in 2025.
The future of work.
And we talked about the importance of building relationships, using data, and creating a positive candidate experience.
It's a holistic approach.
Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been my pleasure.
We hope this has been helpful and insightful.
And remember to stay curious and keep learning. The world of hiring is constantly evolving.
Yeah, it really is all about the people in the end, even with all of this amazing technology.
It's true, you can have the fanciest tools in the world, but if you don't treat candidates right...
It's all for nothing.
Exactly. Creating a positive experience is so important.
Okay, let's talk more about that candidate experience.
Okay, sure.
We touched on it earlier, but I want to dig deeper. What are some specific things companies can do to make it really stand out?
Well, think of candidates as consumers.
Consumers.
Yeah, they have choices. They want an experience that's smooth and enjoyable, just like buying a product.
So we should treat candidates like customers.
Exactly. You wouldn't ignore a customer or make them wait weeks for a response.
You'd never do that.
So why treat candidates differently? It's about building a relationship, being transparent and responsive.
Right, from the very first interaction.
Right from the start, yeah.
Okay, let's break it down. Where do we begin?
Well, think about the application process itself. Is it easy to apply?
That's a good point.
Can people do it on their phone? Do they have to create an account, fill out 1 million forms?
Oh my gosh, those long applications are the worst. I've given up on so many because they were just too much hassle.
I know. A lot of people feel that way. They want something quick and easy.
So streamline the application.
Yeah.
Got it. What else?
Communication, communication, communication.
It's always important.
Let candidates know what to expect, keep them updated, even if it's just a confirmation email.
I hate being left wondering if anyone even saw my application.
It's just good manners to acknowledge people.
Okay, so we've streamlined the application. We're communicating well. What's next?
Well, then comes the interview. That's a big one.
That's where candidates really get a sense of the company.
Exactly. So how do we make sure it's a good experience?
How do we make it memorable, engaging?
First of all, your interviewers need to be trained and prepared
Yeah, they should know what they're looking for, what the company's about.
and be able to answer questions clearly.
There's nothing worse than a clueless interviewer.
It makes the candidate feel like their time isn't valued.
Right, so make sure your interviewers are on point. What else?
The environment is important too. Make it welcoming, offer a drink, chat a little to put them at ease.
Just be a good host.
Exactly. And after the interview, give feedback quickly.
Even if they don't get the job.
Everyone deserves feedback. It's common courtesy.
Oh, I can't tell you how many times I've been ghosted after an interview. It's so frustrating.
I know, it leaves a bad impression.
So always close the loop. Treat everyone with respect.
Even if someone isn't right for this particular role, they might be great for something else later on.
Right, so keep those relationships going.
It's all about building relationships, not just filling a slot.
And those relationships are gold in today's world.
Absolutely.
Okay, so creating a positive candidate experience is really about common sense, respect, and being genuine.
It's not rocket science.
But it's also strategic. It's part of your employer brand.
Definitely, how you treat candidates says a lot about your company.
So it's not just about finding the right people.
It's about creating a place where the best people want to work.
That's a great way to put it.
It's a goal we should all be striving for.
Well, I feel like we've really explored the whole hiring landscape today.
We covered a lot of ground.
The skills shortage, the rise of AI, data analytics, the candidate experience.
It's a complex world out there.
But I think we gave everyone a good roadmap for navigating it all.
I hope so.
It's definitely an exciting time to be in HR with all these new tools and possibilities.
It's challenging, but also full of opportunities.
That's a great way to sum it up.
We're at a turning point, and companies that adapt and embrace these new ideas.
They're the ones who are going to thrive.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks again for joining us on this deep dive. It's been a great conversation.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
We hope you found it valuable, and we'll see you next time for another deep dive into the future of work.